It is perhaps the defining immigration question of our time: what to do with the millions of people who enter the country illegally, but have lived here for decades as Americans. Now, that story is playing out in places all over the U.S., and right here in the Bay Area is certainly included in that. Way back in 1996, when Miguel Lopez was 18 years old, he crossed the border illegally and got caught. He lied about being a U.S. citizen and was sent back to Mexico. A few months later, he tried again, and this time he made it to Livermore, where he started a job and started a life. But in 1998, when Miguel was arrested for DUI and pleaded guilty to a lesser charge. Now, he eventually married a U.S. citizen, had kids, and applied for U.S. citizenship himself. But since 2012, Miguel has been challenging his status in court. The government has been trying to deport him since 2016, which Miguel has been fighting in court. It wasn't until this May, when he showed up to court, that ICE detained him. They deported him a month later. So what happens when someone is deported? When the plane touches down, when the shackles come off, and what happens to the family that they leave behind? Our Katie Nielsen went all the way to Mexico City in search of answers. But her story starts in Livermore with the rest of the Lopez family.
For Rosa Lopez, family is everything, which is why her Livermore home plays host to these kinds of family gatherings almost every Sunday night. Now, with a noticeably empty chair.
When we have people over,
he's always right, either with my
with my sisters or that one.
Rosa and Miguel have been married for 24 years. They have 3 children and 1 grandchild, all U.S. citizens, which is why she never thought they'd have a problem getting Miguel his papers when they first applied almost 20 years ago.
I didn't think it would be hard. My sister had filed for her husband at the time, too. Her whole process was pretty smooth.
While he was waiting for his citizenship, Miguel was able to get a work permit and worked as a welder at Wente Vineyards in Livermore to support his family, while Rosa stayed home with the kids. They bought a house, went on family vacations, went to their son's football games. They were living the American dream until a routine check-in at immigration court in May changed everything.
He's telling me he was getting detained. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me, right? You're lying. No. And I was like, Miguel? And Miguel just didn't answer anymore.
Miguel had been detained by ICE.
He's the one who provided everything for us, and just a whole bunch of stuff started coming to my mind, like what's gonna happen with us if he's not here? You know, if I can't get a job right away, am I gonna lose my home? I'm gonna end up in the street with my kids. Just a lot of stuff. Like, is he gonna be okay? It was just hard.
Miguel's lawyer asked a judge to allow him to stay in the U.S. while they appealed. But just 4 hours before the judge signed the order saying he could stay, Miguel was deported.
Where are you at? He's like, I'm in Tijuana. And I'm like, what do you mean you're in Tijuana? It's not supposed to go like that. He's like, I don't know. He's like, they took me from McFarland to Bakersfield, and now I'm in Tijuana.
So that begs the question, what happens once someone is deported from the United States, like what happened to Miguel Lopez? We traveled 2,000 miles to Mexico City to find out.
It's different from over there. You used to live better over there than here.
Miguel now lives in Chimalhuacan with his father, about an hour and a half outside Mexico City. And even though he grew up here, he says none of this feels like home.
I want the best for my family, not this. I mean, it's pretty dangerous at nighttime, and even during the day, I mean, there's robberies all day long.
Miguel's brother was shot and killed 2 years ago during a carjacking just a few blocks from where Miguel is living now.
There's only one that you can see right now.
And recently, his father's house has been shot at multiple times in the middle of the night by what they say are roving gang members who demand money from residents in exchange for safety.
There's another one over here.
Miguel and his father say they refused to pay, so they were targeted.
I wouldn't like my family to live here, especially my granddaughter. I wouldn't like her to grow up right here. I mean, it's different.
In the few months Miguel has been in Mexico, he says he's tried to find work, but the only jobs he can find as a welder pay $65 to $70 a week for a 60-hour work week.
And you don't make enough money. That's not enough, not even to support myself and support my family.
So Miguel spends most of his time inside his father's home, waiting for the few moments a day he can talk to Rosa and the kids.
Hi, Mama.
The only time we saw him smile.
Are you tired?
You ready for a nap?
Otherwise, when we asked about his family, the emotions were just too much.
I feel bad, you know, that I'm not with them, like providing what they need.
How are you?
Good.
Eric. Nice
Miguel.
to meet you. Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
U.S. Congressman Eric Swalwell, who represents the Livermore area, flew down to Mexico City to meet with Miguel.
The way he's been treated is just awful, and it's not the way that you treat somebody who wants to contribute to our country.
Removing the invaders is not just a campaign pledge, it's my solemn duty as Commander-in-Chief. I have an obligation to do it.
Miguel was here illegally to begin with. Why are you fighting for his right to stay?
Miguel represents the best of America. He came here chasing an American dream, and he didn't take anything from us. He gave to his community, and now he's been ripped apart from his family, sent to a place he doesn't know. And what I want people to know is that there's thousands of Miguels right now out there who are living this, nightmare.
President Trump promised to deport 1 million people a year, targeting violent criminals first. But as ICE agents conducted raids all over the country, they soon began detaining people who'd only committed nonviolent offenses, and those with jobs, families, and deep roots.
We've been working on getting dangerous, criminal, illegal aliens out of our country. Murderers, rapists, drug traffickers, human traffickers, going out, arresting them, and removing them from our communities so that our families can be safe again at night.
We also reached out to Homeland Security to get a statement regarding Miguel's case. They told us he is, quote, a criminal illegal alien from Mexico, has had a final order of removal from an immigration judge since 1996. Lopez's criminal history includes a conviction for driving under the influence. Lopez exhausted all due process and legal options to remain in the U.S. After nearly 29 years of appeals and delays, ICE deported Lopez on June 6, 2025.
And nobody signed up for this. Americans wanted the worst offenders in our community to be deported. They didn't want the best contributors like Miguel to be separated from their families.
But in his case, that's exactly what happened, teaching Rosa a hard lesson, that the only emotion more powerful than love is loss.
Just everything's very different. How empty our home feels without him. And this man works so hard, and I'm like, this is so unfair. He's like, I feel like I'm failing you guys. I'm like, you're not. You're not. It's not you. I know you've done everything for us, and at the moment you can't. Now it's my turn to do everything for you.
What are you going to do if he really isn't going to be allowed back?
I don't think about that. I think he's going to come home.
Congressman Eric Swalwell has introduced a bill that would allow Miguel to become a citizen. It's literally called the Miguel Lopez Naturalization Act. But Swalwell says there's almost no chance that it will pass as long as Republicans control the House and the Senate. We reached out to half a dozen Republican members of Congress from California to ask them about this bill specifically, but none wanted to comment. Miguel's family has not given up their fight to bring him back. He has another court hearing on October 7th.